Hi, my friends. My name is Claudia, and you have found yourself on day 4. So today we will go through a 30-minute restorative practice where we will do just that. Okay, so you might want to grab some props here. I'm not going to use them, but you might want to take a block or a bolster or a strap or a cushion, whatever floats your boat. And if you don't want to use props, great, you're with me. So we will get started in a seated position. You can always place a pillow under your hips to prop yourself up or not. Now just begin to really establish your sitting bones down. Place your hands wherever feels right, on the thighs, on the knees, or on the lap. And then roll your shoulders back a few times. Now do this with intention. So not just to get it done, but to feel it. Now pause and then just move in the opposite direction. And then drop into a sense of neutrality with your spine. And then from this place, begin to focus on your breath. So without trying to change or manipulate or influence the breath, just begin to step into a seat of observation. So witnessing the inflow and the outflow of the breath itself. The breath is directly tied to this moment-to-moment experience. So it will be your anchor. Let it be the guide. Let it be the boss. Now from this place of concentration, from this place of honing your attention and discovering your breath, can you now start to think about drawing the breath all the way down into your pelvic floor? Expanding through the belly as you inhale. And then let the belly deflate as you exhale. So don't overly contract the abdomen. Just beginning to invoke more of a parasympathetic breathing practice. So we're soothing the nervous system. Coming into this state of ease. So just take a few more rounds like that. Breathing all the way down into the belly. And then breathing out. Starting to allow that breath to filter its way into your chest as well. So now the breathing encompasses the entire capacity of your lungs. So breathing into the pelvic floor, the belly, the rib cage, the sides of the body, all the way up into your collarbones, the base of your throat. And then as we exhale, everything softens and yields. So just a few more rounds of breath like that. Big belly breaths in. Deep nourishing breaths out. Discovering that breath. Noticing the contrast between the breath in and the breath out. So discovering the characteristics of the breath, this beautiful autonomous action that we often take for granted. Coming into that deep relationship before we begin to move. Now take a final sweet breath in. Hold the breath at the top for a second or two. And then just let it go. Find your own natural rhythm. Noticing the cadence of the breath. Noticing any subtle changes to how you might feel physically, emotionally, energetically. Allowing all of these bodies of yourself to really connect and become intertwined. Now from this place of deep awareness, let's begin to bring ourselves back into the room that we currently occupy. So open your eyes, reestablish yourself there, and then bring your hands behind you. Tent up onto your fingertips so you feel a little bit of traction, and then unravel your feet. So you'll bring your feet as wide as your mat. And you can just windscreen wipe the knees from side to side to give your hips some sweet release. So just knock the knees from side to side, feeling that internal and external rotation take place. And then the next time the knees drop over to the right, you're going to keep them there. So drop the knees to the right, and then let's just re-establish this pose. So we're working into deer pose, which is similar to pigeon, but more sustainable for the knees. So this right ankle is going to come in line with your right knee. The right shin is parallel to the yoga mat. Right knee is in line with your right hip. Now we find this 90-degree shape with the right knee and then also the left knee. So just pull that left knee in line with your hip, ankle in line with the knee. Take a moment to root down through your sitting bones and then begin to lift up your chest as you breathe in. Now as you breathe out, walk your hands forward and fold your chest forward over your right leg, your right thigh. Okay, now if you want to bring a prop, if you want to get a pillow, a cushion involved, go ahead. Begin to set up a cozy cocoon. And then just begin to lower your eyelids so we can drop into a nourishing space. So we'll be here for just over 3 minutes. Now it's kind of like when you pack a suitcase and you don't know how heavy it is until you pick it up and you carry it and you're like, there's a lot in that. It's like when you start moving and you're like, wow, I didn't even realize how much I had going on. So let's just take this time to really consciously unpack, to look at what is serving and what isn't, what is helping, what's harming, what's serving, what's supporting, what's dragging us down, what's pulling us back. And let everything come forward right to the surface. And if anything does begin to bubble up, use your breath, utilize it. So it's a cathartic release. And even if you don't feel like taking a deep breath, I'd encourage you to do one anyway, so we don't repeat those patterns of coping and suppressing things down. So go ahead, take a full breath in. Open your mouth and sigh it out. Keep just breathing nice and heavy like that. Now we'll be here for a few more moments. And if this feels right, then just stay here, okay? No need to move. If you wanted to just work a little more into that left side of the body, you'll come with me. We'll just walk the hands over to the right. And then once you can't walk your hands any further, you drop your chest over that right side. You can even reach the left hand forward. Now there's this energy of your left hip pulling back as your left fingertips walk forward. So we feel this stretch through the left side of the body. So just breathe into that space. Breathe into all of the information. Okay, now wherever you've journeyed off to, let's begin to lift up the chest. Reset your spine. Bring the fingertips behind you. And let's just knock the knees again from side to side. Feel the effects of the pose. So just do this a few times. You might hear a little pop. I just did. It's all good. Know that the pose is working its magic. Now, once your knees drop over to the left, keep them there. And then we'll just find deer pose in the opposite direction. So again, let's find that shin paralleled to the front of the yoga mat. The right shin is parallel to the side of the yoga mat. Ground down through your sitting bones. Lift up your torso. Take a breath in with me. As you breathe out, fold yourself over your left leg. Walk your hands forward. Come down onto your forearms. Keep that left hip anchored back as you suction the right hip forward. And then let's just continue to be with what comes our way here. Noticing if there's a thought, or if there are many thoughts circling through the mind. Notice how you're feeling, your physical body, your emotional body, your mental body. Maybe there's a stir of excitement or anticipation or trepidation. Just tune in to how you are on this day. Taking a good look, a good picture. And then we continue to unpack, to notice what is helping and what isn't. To consciously look at what we want to keep and what we might need to let go of. And if you can't let go of whatever might be holding you back, whatever might be pulling you down or making your suitcase even heavier, then just let it be for now. Okay, now last few moments here. If you did so on the other side, we'll take this into the side body again. So begin to walk your hands over to the left. Again, you keep walking, you keep rotating until you can't rotate any further. And then the forearms come down. Perhaps your right arm reaches forward. Hello, side body. And again, just keep that right hip pushing back and down. Keep the right fingertips magnetizing forward. Keep the breath active and steady. And if there's any agitation that's beginning to bubble up, just allow it. It's just your nervous system trying to hang on before you fully let go. Use your next inhale to bring your body back up. As you exhale, re-establish your sitting bones down to the ground. And then bring the hands back behind you. And again, just knock the knees from side to side. So we just want to bring in a little bit of movement, so the juice can begin to flow through our vessels, beginning to clear, beginning to shift. Okay, now bring your feet to the ground and then begin to lower your spine down. So keep your knees bent here so you don't crash land as you lower. Keep the left knee bent and then extend your right leg all the way up to the sky. Now your hands are going to bind around your right thigh here, or your calf, or even your ankle. Or you might even want to get a strap involved now. Now, instead of going for depth right now, I want you to go for feeling. So we're not caring about the aesthetic of this pose. You may have the capacity to really force that right thigh in towards the chest, but I want you to back off. So reminding you that this practice is about restoring and really taking the time to disengage and allow the muscles to be in more of a relaxed and passive state of being. So with that, begin to soften your shoulders. Soften the neck. Soften the entire cloak of your skin. Soften the tongue from the roof of your mouth. Soften that space in between your eyebrows. Soften the breath. Slow breath in. Long breath out. Just take a few more cycles of breath like that in your own time. Now let's begin to take the peace fingers of the right hand around the big right toe. Bend your right knee deeply. Externally rotate the right knee out to the side. So you can keep your left knee bent, or you can extend the leg all the way forward, wherever you're going to feel more rooted and grounded. Check in with your shoulders. So make sure they're not rolled up. Try to release them back and down so your collarbones are spread and your heart space is really open. Utilizing this opening in the physical body to be the gateway to emotional and mental opening. Now open your breath pathways. So breathe in, breathe out. All right, slowly does it. Release the right foot down to the ground. Press the right foot down as you lift the left leg up. Hands are going to wrap around the thigh or the calf or the ankle. So again, rather than going for depth, go to a place where you just feel some kind of sensation and stop there. Breathe into that sensation. Sometimes we have these habitual tendencies to just want to rush and move into the deepest, most advanced part of the asana. And sometimes in doing that, we miss these beautiful opportunities to explore things that are right at the surface. So maybe today, take it a layer back to observe, to notice, and to connect. Stay connected to your breath. Breathe in, breathe out. Inhale. Exhale. And again, breathe in. Breathe out. So beautiful, my friends. Let's have you bend that left knee, wrapping the peace fingers of your left hand around your big left toe. Bend your left knee deeply. Draw the thigh to the outer edge of your rib cage. You can keep your right knee bent, or you can extend the leg, whichever feels more sustainable, more suitable for your body shape. Just reminding you that we all live in different bodies. So rather than observing where I am in a pose, close your eyes and feel into it yourself. Notice where the mind has journeyed off to. Can you bring it back? When we think, we are creating. When we react, we accept. And when we feel, we connect. So what are you feeling right now? Are you reacting to anything? What are you thinking about? Your awareness is your greatest resource. So really draw all of your awareness in. Now bring your awareness back to your breath. Inhale. Exhale. Lower your left foot to the ground. Easy does it. Bring your feet as wide as the yoga mat and just knock the knees together. Place a hand to the belly, hand to the heart. Close your eyes for a few moments. So bring your feet as wide as the mat and then just knock the knees together. So you can feel this nice drippy sensation through the insides of the legs. Releasing the sacral area of the lower back. And then we'll begin to move in the opposite direction. We'll send the knees out as we bring the soles of the feet together. Supta Baddha Konasana. So soles of the feet kiss as the knees just butterfly open to their sides. Now let's begin to really engage in our parasympathetic nervous system. This rest and restore mode. And now one way to do that is to take some really deep and expansive breaths. So with your hands on your body, just like how we started, we can begin to feel the body expand. Feel the breath infiltrate through the belly, the chest, the throat, and then as you breathe out, everything yields and softens and releases to the ground. So feel that beautiful autonomous action again, breathing in, breathing out. A few more cycles of breath, just like that. Now moving with all of this ease that you've really just generated through this restorative practice, we'll begin to extend the feet long as we arrive in our final position, Savasana pose. So again, you can get any props that you want to bring in. You can place a pillow under the backs of the knees. You can place a blanket over the body or even eye covering over the face, over the eyes. And the invitation is to keep the hands on the body. Notice your mind as it acknowledges any thoughts. And then just try to focus your thoughts on your breath. And if that is challenging, don't worry. It just means that the mind is agitated, but we do our best to broaden the mind, to broaden the heart, as if it was all one big portal to this deep energy source, this infinite source that is you. Now take these last few moments to rest into those deeper parts within you as you close your eyes and rest through your entire being. Now, without moving an entire muscle, begin to stroke your body with your breath. And then now, with the same tenderness that you would wake a sleeping child, begin to bring some gentle movements in, some loving, some nourishing and comforting movements back into the body. So just brushing your thumb against each fingertip, giving your ankles an undulation out. And then we will draw the knees in. And you can drop the knees over to whichever side is calling you. The left is the feminine, the moon, the yin, and the right is the masculine, the yang, the sun, the fire. Now press yourself up to neutrality to balance out both sides. Bring your hands to prayer position at the center of your chest. And then as you inhale, bring the thumbs up to your third eye center. Exhale as you bow out, bow forward, bow down, and offer up this practice. Offer up this process. Thank you so much for joining us, my friends. Hopefully you feel fully restored after that practice. And I'll see you for more tomorrow on day 5.